come on in, have a seat. If you haven't done so already, why not like and subscribe? Thank you for all of those that continue to support me throughout the week. I have a story to tell. I don't know who needs to hear this, but Kiwi's gonna say it. Last week I spoke about the one thing about me, I'm always gonna get through it. No matter what trials or tribulations that I have faced, I have gotten through it. And so have you. So have you. But here's the question for this week before I get into my story. The question is, you got through it. Did you learn from it? Did you change from it? We are forever changing. Just make sure you're doing it for the better. Let me elaborate on that. We are forever changing. Make sure you do it for the better. There have been people that have been in relationships that, kind of like the stories I have been telling, and instead of having a positive outcome, they have a negative outcome. Now they hate all men, they hate all women. We have a tendency to put everybody in this category, right? But you're not changing for the better. You actually made yourself worse. The energy you use to be unhappy or blame others for what you went through. So let's just say the last guy that you dated or girl that you dated, they did you wrong, they cheated on you, and all of the things, right? And so now you decided that you're going to go back out dating again. And what did you do? You're now taking it out on the next one. Why would you do that? Let's just say, instead of being the victim, you were actually the reason. We have to hold ourselves accountable, and everybody has an excuse as to why they cheat, why they lie, and all of the bullshit. But at the end of the day, are you holding yourself accountable for your actions in your role? Somebody once asked me, you're no longer in being married and so forth and so on. And they asked me, what role did you play? Of course, trying to be the victim and the martyr, I instantly wanted to say, well, I was this and I was that and blah, blah, blah. And at the end of the day, I played a role. What role did I play? Well, it depends on which relationship you're talking about. At the end of the day, I had to do some self-reflecting. Remember, I was going on this healing journey, and I had to self-reflect, and I didn't like who I was with every relationship I was in. There was one relationship where I actually had the pleasure of low-key probably being 95% of who I am. He accepted me for everything. And that's probably the story I'm going to tell today. But anyways, so I played a role. Everybody plays a role. But one of the things in my role from the first marriage, second marriage, and in the last relationship, my last serious relationship, I took away something. I learned something. And the end result is I have no filter. I have no filter, and my mouth got me in trouble. Like I said, I'm an Aries, and I'm going to tell you how it is. I don't give a fuck about your feelings and all the things, right? But is that true? Because in my first marriage, my second marriage, and even in my last relationship, I bit my tongue a lot. I really did. And that's probably why I'm in the role that I am in right now, of speaking my mind and telling my truth, and if you don't like it, you just don't like it. Because I used to bite my tongue. I used to worry about hurting somebody else's feelings when they didn't give a fuck about mine. So the role that I played, it was my mouth, and I can admit it, you guys. I really can. I would say some shit because I was hurting to hurt you back. So what did I take away from that? And remember, I got through it, and I am now forever changing. I've expressed to you guys, it's taken me almost 2 years to um, clean out all the toxic and clean out my closet and work on myself so I could be a better person for that next man, be a better wife for that next man, because I am getting married again. And with all of that being said, I still have work to do. I'm still working. So that's why I'm talking about today's subject. We're forever changing. And if you think that you're perfect right now, something's wrong with you, because there's nobody that's perfect out here. You may be perfect for me or perfect for her or perfect for him, but you're not perfect. So the entitlement, I see it more often than not in women. Ladies, please stop feeling so entitled. I was supposed to have a phone conversation. She wasn't available, so I decided that I'm probably gonna try her again, because I really want a woman's perspective on some of the things that I've touched about, domestic violence and so forth and so on. It's a discussion we need to have. We keep brushing it off. We keep putting it off to the side. But anyway, so she is actually bitter. She's given up on dating. Let me confess, so did I. Because at the end of the day, I am just so sick and tired of being disappointed. I'm so sick and tired of putting in the energy and not being. But when I say she's bitter, I'm not. I'm sick and tired of dating. I'm sick and tired of the bullshit. But I'm not bitter. I actually love my life. I love being single. I love the freedom of it. I low-key don't want the responsibility of someone else right now. But I do. I know, contradicting. But at the end of the day, are we improving? Are we getting better? So, I have a story to tell. So I kind of saved the best for last. And I mention him quite often through a lot of my episodes. The love of my life. He's actually a very wonderful man. 26 years. 26 years. Wow. That's a long time. And I it wasn't 26 consecutive, because again, I remember, and I told the story, I married my second husband to get over him. And so there was a 9-year pause, right? But when that divorce was about to take place, I picked up the phone and I called him. He answered. He knew it was me. It's the type of relationship that you probably see in the movies, low-key, right? So why am I not with him to this day? Because even through it all, when he first met me, I had trauma. I had so much baggage. And he was with me through it all, and we endured. It was a roller coaster ride. We had so many adventures. And then, it ended because I got married. And then it started back up because I got a divorce. and it's funny because after my divorce, and I called him, I had no idea what I meant to this man. And he blames me for some of the trauma that he's endured, right? Because like I explained, we were toxic. I mean, we were young, we were toxic, doing stupid shit to each other, tit for tat. But at the end of the day, there was something about us that was just like magnets and keeping us going back and back and back. Yeah, do I miss him? Yes, I miss him. Because he wasn't just that part. This man knew me better than anybody. He could finish my sentences, finish my thoughts. There'd be times where I wouldn't be on, like I'd be going throughout my day or whatever, and he would just call and be like, "Hey, so you good?" And I'm like, "How did you know I was having a bad day?" because he could feel my energy. Now that's some connection for you. That's deep. So anyway, so back and forth, it's just toxic. And remember what I said, when I started cleaning out my trauma and I started facing my demons and all those things, I was changing for the better. I don't care what he says or that guy says or the next guy says. I was changing for the better. I take pride in saying that I'm changing for the better. I want to be a better person. I want to be a good wife, a good girlfriend, fiance, all the things. I want to be. You know why? Because you reap what you sow. You know, karma. It's real. It really is. So anyway, so as I was changing, I think he was used to the old Kiwi. And because he was used to the old Kiwi, the new Kiwi sitting in front of him, he was like, who the fuck are you? Like, now you're clapping back my mouth. Now I'm not biting my tongue, and now I'm, you know, where he would say something, now I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm not as agreeable and all the things. So it seemed like where we should have been getting along, because the old Kiwi would have been like, yes, okay, dear, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And now I'm combative, right? And he was like, I don't like this person. I don't give a fuck if you don't like me. I like me. And 20 years ago, I cared what this man thought about me. And you know, I would be lying if I say that I still don't care. I do care. Everybody can use some improvement in their lives. Whether it's, you know, working on not drinking as much, cussing as much, fornicating outside of whatever. Everybody has something that they can work on. And I don't think he grasped that. But you know, I think that every man that I've ever been with actually thought he was fucking perfect. And it's like, get the fuck out of here. I've never had a man admit their wrongdoing, or, you know, whatever role that they played in our relationship. You let them tell it was all me. So, and you know what? If that makes it easier for you, I'll take the blame, because we both know the truth. Okay. So with that being said, like, my takeaway was I probably had a very educating. He educated me on some shit. He educated me about myself. And, you know, sometimes you have to step out of your way and listen to what your mate is telling you. And little does he know, I listened. I really did. But you want me to change for you. I'm changing for me to like me. I don't give a shit whether or not you like me. I have to like me. We have to look in the mirror. We have to deal with our own shit. And you have to like yourself. And if you don't like yourself, who gives a fuck if he does or she does or whoever doesn't? You know, like yourself. Better yet, love yourself. And if you don't, why not? Why not? So one of the hardest things I ever had to do in my life, you know, most people would say, you know, giving birth to kids and all the things and yada, yada, yada. No, that was a reward, giving birth to kids and watching them grow up and become so successful adults. I'm a proud mom of my daughter and my son. My daughter's fucking amazing. She's doing big things. My son is fucking amazing. He's doing big things. So with that being said, like, I'm proud of some of my accomplishments, but I'm not going to allow somebody to come into my life and tell me that I'm not worthy or I'm not good enough. I may not be good enough for you, but I am good enough. Trust me. What's that saying? Somebody else's trash is somebody else's treasure. I don't regret none of the decisions that I made. But what I'm talking about today is everything that I've been through. It has changed me. I have learned from it. And learning from it is what makes you a better person. Be a better person. So, I say this to say, I'm going to actually segue into some of the most recent experiences that I've had in this last couple of weeks. Um, I try to step outside of my comfort zone, and I am, exploring some new things. Someone asked me, so are you serious about somebody? Are you looking to be serious about somebody? And I say this, I want to be serious about somebody. I want to be in a relationship. I want to get married again. I am 50 years old, people. And so with that, I want to end the second half of my fabulous, happy-go-lucky life with that special man. Is it you? I was asked the other night about, why I wouldn't take a certain gentleman serious. And I've said it multiple times. If your actions don't speak louder than your words, I'm not dealing with you. Why would I? The whole, when I want to take you out, I want to do this, I want to do that, and you're saying all the things, but you're not doing it, nor are you making the effort to do it. So I'm just baffled at why men are still out here with the bullshit. And ladies too. I will admit there's been times where I have been asked to go out and I don't really want to go. So it's the game, right? But remember, I said I am learning, I am changing. So I no longer do that. So if a gentleman asks me out, I'm going to be very transparent and say I'm not interested. But if I am interested, then I'm gonna let you know I'm interested. I don't want to be part of the game. So in order for me not to be part of the game, I actually have to act accordingly. I am going to try next week to get this young lady on the line so we can hear her thoughts. I welcome your thoughts. This dating is very difficult, but I am about to end my I Have a Story to Tell series. Even though I have plenty of stories to tell, I am excited about my season 4. I'm actually going to do a little twist, and it's called Have You Met Me? Have you met me? I want to do some live calls with people that I've interacted with, been out on dates with. I want to interview them. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, and have them, have a conversation with me and tell me what they liked, what they didn't like. Have you met me? The one thing about meeting me, you'll never be bored. I do have a crazy sense of humor. I don't have a filter, so yeah, I'm interested to hear what, some of these men have to say about meeting me. I may even do Have You Met Me with some females. Not in that way, guys, calm down, because I'm not gay. Don't even want to go there. I'm not knocking those that do. I just prefer men, like, all day. But there's some females that have met me, and even them, just to hear what their thoughts about meeting me and the encounters of meeting me. Have you met me? So in all of that, I want to say in closing, because you can't end the show without an assignment, right? So the assignment is, changing for the better. Are you changing for the better? Name 3 things about yourself that has improved. For me, I no longer lie. Not even a white lie. If you ask me, I'm going to tell you the truth. Be careful what you ask, because I've had those questions. You're going to the movies, who you going to the movies with? You may not want to ask certain questions that would get your feelings hurt. But anyways, Two, I am straightforward. I'm not going to bite my tongue. If I feel a certain kind of way, I'm going to tell you how I feel. And number three, I take it upon myself to smile at somebody because they are contagious. That positive energy, I am trying to put it out. These are the things that I have improved in my life. What about you? What three things have you improved in your life? And if you haven't, why not? It's not too late. Start with one thing. Then next thing you know, you're on number two, number three. And if you haven't done so already, why not? Smile at somebody today because smiles are contagious. Remember, the energy we put out is the energy received. Don't you want some positive energy in return? Have you smiled at somebody? Did you try out what I said? Smiling at somebody is, even if they're not smiling back at you, you're still going to feel good. Remember, every day, make the effort to change for the better. Every life lesson that we have been through, we should have learned something from it. We should be better because of it, not worse. Don't allow a past relationship to make you bitter at all of everybody afterwards. Don't be mad at her for what she did. Don't be mad at him because what he did. Open your minds, open your hearts. I appreciate you joining me today. So until next time, thank you so very much. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next week.
She's not perfect, but damn, she's powerful. She's been through hell and came out holding her own heart together. She's tired, but she'll never quit. Broken, but still believes in love. She's the kind of girl who will forgive, but never forget. You think you left her? She let you go. You think you hurt her? She healed herself. She's not bitter. She's better. She's the kind of woman people regret losing. Because she never needed saving, she just needed someone who wouldn't let go. But now, she's got herself. And that's more than enough.